Okay, boys, today you are on page 2, exercise 30. Remember that this week you have leveled up. You are doing everything on your own, identifying the key, drawing dough beneath your key signature, identifying for your first pitch, and labeling all of the solfege for the entire exercise. You're doing that all on your own this week. So page 2, exercise 30, get to work. We're gonna check your answers here in a few minutes. The class is working right now. When they're finished, we'll check our answers. Remember, if you have a question about how to do any of this, I'm having a Zoom today at 2:05, so make sure that you are there, or I'm sorry, two something. My Zoom link is, I emailed it out to you guys, so make sure that you come to that Zoom if you have any questions. Okay, let's check our work. Here we go. We are on number 30. So, I need to turn my camera on. A dumb camera would help, wouldn't it? Okay, my symbol here is what? It is a flat, and a flat tells me I'm in the key of F. Okay, the flat tells me I'm in the key of F. What letter does the word flat start with? And what key does it tell me I'm in? F. So flat and F go together. Okay? Okay, so that means that my dough is down here on the F space. Okay? Or it can be up here on the F line. Alright? Both of those are dough. Now, if I count down from dough, I would count down on my scale. So let's practice that together. Here's dough. Now I'm going to count backwards. So here we go. Dough, T, La, So. Okay? Now let's see if we get the same answer if I count up from dough. Okay? Ready? Go. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Excellent. So we get the same answer either way. Okay? Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so first measure. So, la, so, fa, mi. Second measure. Fa, so. Third measure. Sh, la, ti, do, ti, la. Fourth measure. So. So. Okay? All right, let's all stand up and chant. Here we go.
Are we gonna sing from the normal mode down? Or are we gonna sing from
Here we go. Ready? As soon as we're finished, absolutely. Here we go. Ready? Starts on so.
So.
Show me you're ready. Pick up your sight reading. You might want that.
I have to memorize.
1 and 2 and chanting. Ready, go. So, la, so, fa, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, ti, la, so. Oh, very good. Thank you for not talking. Y'all are getting good about that. Let's sing through our broken chord. Here we go. Ready and sing. So, la, so, fa, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, ti, la, so. Excellent job, boys. Now sit down, but we're going to talk through a few more things that are going to be on your quiz. That's tomorrow, okay?
Ours was next week. I want to go to my friend's house.
Yeah, 'cause the day like Tuesday.
I feel like it's Thursday.
Okay, so we are having our quiz tomorrow. So there are a few things other than the labeling of solfege that are going to be on your quiz. Dane, stop that. Okay, so the first thing we have, I want to make sure that you understand, is our two different keys, okay? This symbol right here is called a what?
Sharp.
Very good. It's called a sharp. And this key tells us we're in the key of G. The sharp tells us we're in the key of G. Put me in a clown. Okay? Where is do going to be in the key of G? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Brooks.
On the second one.
On the second line. Now Brooks knows that this is going to be do because the key tells me to find G on the staff. E, G. The name of the second line is G. E, G, B, D, F. So I know that's where do is going to be. Okay? So if the first note, the name of that first note, and the name of your key, if they don't match up, you're on the wrong line or space for do. Does that make sense? Okay? Here's the next one. The key that we were in today. Shh. What is the name of this symbol, Mr. Daniel?
Flat.
Very good. It is a flat. And then when we have one flat in the key signature, what key are we in? Cameron?
Yeah, that.
The key of F. And where is do going to be on our staff in the key of F? Dane?
First space
Or
or very top, tippy top of the line.
or the very top line. And we know that because the name of this space is F as in F-A-C-E. And the name of this line is F as in E-G-B-D-F. Okay? All right. So you will not have, I will not put both of the key signatures on the test. You will just have the key of the sight reading exercise that you're labeling all the solfege for. That's the one you're going to have to identify. It could be in the key of G. It could be in the key of F. You don't know which one it's gonna be in, so you have to know both.
Wait, is it the same place as last
No.
year? Or is it a little different?
Okay. Now here's the next thing you're gonna need to know. You're gonna have to label notes and note values, okay? So what kind of note is this? Raise your hand if you can tell me what kind of note this is. Daniel?
Half note.
It is a, I'm sorry, Ryan, half note, very good. That is a half note. Raise your hand if you can tell me how many beats a half note receives. Diego? Very good. 2 beats. Now here's the thing. On the test, I might say, how many beats does it get? Or I might say, what is the value of this note? Those are the same thing. Value of the note, how many beats it gets, same thing. Okay? Next. What kind of note is this? Max? Quarter note. Please, if I don't call on you, it's not your turn to talk. Quarter note. And raise your hand if you can tell me how many beats it gets. Ryan?
1.
1 beat. The other way I would ask that question is, what is the value of this note? And it would be 1. Okay? Next. Jaden? Eighth notes. And I love that he said notes because there are 2 of them up here, right? This is an eighth note and this is an eighth note. Okay? Those are both eighth notes. How many beats do eighth notes receive, Brooks?
Half a beat.
Half a beat. Very good. Okay, and our last note is this. Our last note is that. Raise your hand if you can tell me what kind of note that is. Ryan.
Whole note.
Whole note. And Cole. What is the value of my whole note?
4 beats.
4 beats. Now, real quickly, for those of you that get a little confused about how our notes are named, let me remind you. Our measures have how many beats in them?
4. It
4.
could depend though.
So, my whole note is called a whole note because it takes up the whole measure. It takes up all 4 beats in the measure, so that's why it's called a whole note. My half note is called a half note because it takes half of the beats in the measure. It takes up half of the measure. My quarter note is called a quarter note because it takes up a fourth or a quarter of the measure. And my eighth note is called an eighth note because it takes up an eighth of my measure. Okay, so please, when you see these notes are like half note, please don't tell me it gets half a beat. It doesn't get half a beat. We've been labeling these things on your sight reading for a while. Remember our half notes? We've been circling them to remind us to give them 2 beats. Our eighth notes, we've been boxing them because we're remembering that they go doubly fast. Okay? All right. Yes, sir, Max.
Why is there not like a 3/4?
There is a 3/4 time, but
And a 2.
4/4 time is so common. It's so incredibly common that they named all of the notes according to 4/4 time. In fact, there is a special symbol for common time, and it looks like this. It's a C. And you will see this in instrumental music more commonly than you do in choir music. But this C stands for common time, which is the same as 4/4 time. 4/4 is just so common.
Why is it not like there's a half note, a quarter note, and a whole note, but there's not a. Can I skip this after half note?
Like a dotted half note.
Yeah,
There is one.
why are we not?
There is a dotted half note, it's just not here.
There's also a dotted quarter now.
And there's also dotted eighth
And
notes,
we've
dotted
talked about the dotted
notes.
half note. I just
And
didn't put it on your
dotted.
quiz. Yes. Never know. Yes, okay. So that's everything that's gonna be on your test tomorrow. Does anybody else have a question for me?
No.
Okay. All right.